Gamers. Today we're going to be playing some more Grand Theft Auto 5. And in today's video, we're not going to be testing the car you see on screen. We already did that. But we will be testing the Lamborghini GT500. I had to think about that for a second. Got all my McLarens and then my Lotuses. I believe that my Ferraris are on the top floor here. Seems kind of arrogant to have it set up like this, but I really like this setup. My Lamborghinis, I need to even those two Lamborghinis in the back right corner. Yep, they're Lamborghinis. Definitely, honestly, I don't know why they're in this garage. After I get everything set up, like all the cars where they're supposed to be and all the cars I want, because like in the Lamborghini garage, I still need the Reaper and the Zentorno. I believe those are the only other Lamborghinis that I don't have yet, but I will get those as soon as possible and then do that. Then I got my Ferraris up here. I've tested that. I don't think I tested this. I've tested both the Stinger and the Stinger GT. I've tested that. I forget what that's called. It's something classic. I think I've tested that, and this is what we're here to test today. I had to look it up because I wasn't sure. I thought it was a Maserati in real life. I don't know why I didn't connect Lamborghini with it, but... Or no, it's not even Lamborghini. It's Grotti. I'm stupid. Erase that I've ever even said that at the beginning. Because that's not what we're testing. It's the Grotti GT500. I am incredibly stupid. This is maxed out. I have everything set up almost the way I want it. As Rockstar always does whenever they make a car in this game. They don't make it so you can... every time I buy a car on here, I'm disappointed, honestly. But when I did see this, I thought it was... it had like a BMW-ness to it from the front end. I was thinking like either BMW, Mercedes, or Maserati. One of those three is what I initially thought. But then I looked it up. I usually use, if I don't know a car, usually I do know the car, and then I won't even look it up. But I go to this like GTA like forum, like fan page thing, and every time a new car comes out, they'll have like information on it and what it's based on in real life. In this one, they'll have several cars, and then I'll look all of them up and come to a conclusion of what one I believe looks the most like it. And for this one, it was the Ferrari. What was it? It was a Berlinetta Ferrari. Come on. My brain is a thing that does not like to work. It was like I think it was GT. It wasn't GT500, obvious. A GT250, I believe. A Ferrari GT250 Berlinetta. I think that's what it was. The big complaint I have about this car is the lights. Because the reference image in which I picked, I'll throw up on the screen right now, so you guys can see that. Actually, now that I can do it, I'm going to leave it there until I get done what I wanted to do. You have to go to bumpers for this instead of lights. The lights I want are on the... I'm going to put the picture at the top left over the menu. I want these lights without the tape. Rockstar, why is that such a fucking difficult thing to do? You have stock ones. Sorry if I move the mic like that because I'm being a little aggressive. They have the stock ones and the stock ones with tape, but then they have to have taped and fog lights. Why can't they just have non-taped fog lights added to it? Because it makes the car look a lot better to have the fog lights, but no, they can't do that. Other than the fog lights, there's really nothing else you can change on this car. You can change the hood, and the hood's not symmetrical. It has a couple liveries. Actually, I'll show you guys the liveries because I know there's people out there. The reason I do these videos is to make up your guys' minds. Like, so you guys can make up your minds and come to your own conclusion of if you want to buy the car or not. I already showed you the bumpers. Engine, nothing new. Exhaust, you can do like a real weird one that's like right up in front. Then there's side that are kind of tiny, but I try to make my cars look as close to the real life version as possible. The hood, this bothered me. Why is that silver strip the way it is? I feel like it should be moved more to the left and forward. I think it was supposed to be the trim around the opening on the hood. I think it was supposed to go around that. And something fucked up. What makes even more sense is if it was right in front of the hood. Like, or right in front of the bottom of the windshield. But I don't know why it's set up the way it is. It just looks weird. Like, it's completely out of place. Unless it's something that I don't know about, but you got the hood pins and shit, but the hood pins don't even line up where they should. It should be 2 in the back, 2 in the front. Not 4 in the back, unless those are like clips to hold it shut, which doesn't really make sense. So it's probably to hold it shut, and then you pop the hood, and that still lifts up like normal. Here's all the liveries. Again, there's a couple of these that aren't symmetrical. I kind of like that one, but I'm not a livery person. That bothers me that 21's off to the right. But maybe they're doing that on purpose. Most likely they are. And that's it for those. Then it's just all the normal other stuff. Paint, you only get 1 primary color, no secondary. I did all of transmission and stuff. It's completely maxed out, no tinted windows. I have it set up really nice because I just randomly went through the like to go find a reference picture, and usually Ferraris are always red or yellow, and I wanted something different, which in my garage I have, I believe, 4 blues and 5 reds. Like 4 blue cars, 5 red cars. But this is a different color blue than the other ones, so that has got to count. I haven't looked under the hood of this yet, I don't think. Actually, I might have, because, yeah, I did. I think it has a V8 in it, which I thought was weird, considering it's an Italian car. I don't care for the painted dash. Like, that look of just straight up paint on the metal. I know they do that in like some multi-cars. The only ones I've really seen like that are like 1986 K10s, stuff like that. But I mean, I kind of like the car. It has fairly good handling. The handling's good, except sometimes you get a large amount of understeer. It's not extremely fast. It does have what feels like a good top end speed. I'm going to show you that real quick. See if I can even survive doing it, to be honest. It has a great first person view, I will give it that. I do want to make a video in the future on like top 10 best first person view vehicles, like ones that you can actually stand to drive on. Like I drove one yesterday. It was the Dominator. Once I got in it, it's like you're sitting like this. It feels like you're sitting just like that while you're driving on, and I absolutely hate that. What's the speedometer even like? It says 180. I highly doubt it's going to hit that. It's probably going to be a 120 or a 140. Looks like it's at about 130, which would be surprising because usually they're mostly 120s. And we're going uphill too. Yeah, that's all. Wait, what's that? 130? Come on, old Bissy. Yeah, that was a 120. On the dash, it only goes up to 120, but everyone knows that the dashes are not accurate. I don't know why this is so dirty already. I feel like I'm talking a lot and quick, but I have a lot of information I'm trying to get through with this. Like I said, it's got a bit of understeer. it's not extremely quick. It's got fairly good acceleration, but this I don't think is going to be much of a car that you're going to just that you're going to drive around in races. Obviously, it's probably going to be more of a collector's car, because that's what it's probably going to be for BB8. That's probably what it's going to be for me. I do like it. This is why I bought it. Also, I have to try to remember to do this from now on, because it kind of lets you guys get more in touch with me on here. I'm going to pull up my phone, and I'm going to give you guys a couple choices of cars to hopefully help me pick for the next one. I'm probably going to have to... It's not going to be something... It cannot be over $1 million right now. I can't... I don't have the time to get that done yet. So for the next video, I'd love you guys to post in the comment section like what car you would like to see me test next. But the ones that are open of the choices that I'd like you guys to pick in, the Viserys, if that's how you would pronounce it. Oh Jesus, this Anus or Anus. I'm gonna pick the easier words to pronounce because this is gonna fuck me up. The Fitzer Comet Safari. I wanted that earlier. Haven't had a chance to buy it yet though. I did want to see if it did better than the just regular Comet Retro. I also have to test the regular Comet. I already did the Cyclone. The Raiden I would like to be able to do, but oh shit, that's still too expensive. That's over $1 million. So the choices are this, the Viserys, the Anus, the Comet. Let me give you one more to pick from. I did that. I don't know if I bought that. I did this one. I did all three in that row. I did all three in that row. I did all three in that row. I did these all three on that row. I didn't do those.
Them army benefits is
gosh.
bullshit. I feel you.
Let me see what's on the other side. I don't think they added the Hermes. The Hermes is another one. I already own that. I could do that next video. Actually, if you guys don't pick a vehicle you want done, this will be the default to do the Albany Hermes. I really like that. And then the Sentinel Classic. I'd really like to do that one. But I already did the Yosemite and all that. But those are going to be your choices. You guys can put in the comments what you want. Whatever's the most requested is what I will do. But I try to do these because that way I could tell you what I think of the vehicles, and you guys could save yourself money since there's no option to really drive them yourself unless you start up a race and they're already in that category. This is in Sports Classics. I had to check that before we go over to the test track. But let's now head over to the hedge. Let's head over to the test track and see what we can get with this. Okay, we have to do this a second time. First time I had a little incident. It went from understeery, and then I overcorrected it to try to get it to turn more to the right, which turned into oversteer and then more overcorrecting on the opposite way, so then I eventually just about spun out, so I lost a lot of speed through the turn, which is definitely going to affect the results. So I am redoing this. I got a 232 on the last try, which we have to beat that this try because I lost quite a bit of speed around the turn, so we're just going to do another lap of this. Hopefully make things a bit better. It just pushed out like a little more power than I was really expecting, because altogether mostly an oversteer car, or mostly an understeery car, but it surprised me when it oversteered. I think it's because I hit the brakes, and when you're a lot slower with this car, it really changes how it is. I don't know if that's something that Rockstar has changed a bit, because usually they're about the same if they're going slow or fast. But usually, though, if you're like really slow, it'll be different. But I wasn't going that slow when it happened. It actually happened around this turn. I cut it in, and when I came out the other side, I was just like stopped. And that I did have to leave off the gas a little bit, which is a good sign, because that means you're usually going a little too fast around that turn. I've had vehicles before where you can just go through it flooring it the whole time, but you don't really want to be flooring it the whole time through there, because that means you're going a lot slower. That means that vehicle's not as quick as the ones where you have to lift off. Okay, last straight stretch. Move over onto the yellow, and then we're going to try to stay inside the yellow. Last time it understeered so much I went way on the outside, so we're going to have to go a little slower this time around this turn. See how it's so understeery, but we still stayed within the, well, not within, but stayed around the line. We got a 229.651 seconds, so that's a couple seconds slower, or couple seconds faster than the last lap I just attempted. So let's head on over to leaderboard and see where we placed. As you can see, the Grotti GT500 did not do good at all, coming in 57th place at 2 minutes 29.651 seconds. That's a bad time, but it did come around with the other Grottis, being the Grotti Stinger GT and the Stinger, up in 50th place. It's not a good time, really, because I've done a total of about almost 80, a little over maybe, cars, like different full tests, and for it to be coming in the farther end of that is not very good at all. But driving the car, you could tell it didn't have a lot of power. It would be a little harder to try to get it to drift. It just felt like it was down on power whenever you drove it. So you could easily tell it wasn't that powerful. It did have good acceleration, but very bad top end speed. It's not the worst, obviously, in top end speed, because we have quite a bit of cars after this. But let's take it over now to the drag track and see what we can get with it on there. Okay, let's see what we can get on the drag track here. I'm not expecting it to be too great, since speedometer only said 120, even though that's not an accurate way of telling how quick you're going, but it's better than nothing. I can say that. I did just notice, I don't really care for the layout of these dials. I like where they are, but they seem too high. Like they should be a little lower, or the steering wheel should be a little bigger. Like up higher or more diameter. But yeah, it's topped out at 120. But let's see what we got out of that. 27.596 seconds. I actually think that is a fairly quick time. So let's head on over to leaderboard and see where we placed. Again, the Grotti GT500 did not do great. It did a little bit better, coming in 54th place at 27.596 seconds. It wasn't a good time. The Stinger GT actually had a bigger improvement than the GT500, because it was, the GT500 was in 57th place, and the Stinger GT was in 56th place. And now it moved up 4 more spots above the GT500, which, like I said, you could tell that it had good acceleration, but the top end cut out fairly quick. You'd get a little over 100. It was in real life, like if I had been doing this on PC and I had like the you can have like a real speedometer set up to it, it would probably go, it feels like maybe 110, somewhere around there. It might not even hit 120 at all, but it doesn't feel like a fast car. It, however, does have a likeliness to it. Like, there's something about it that draws you to it. I enjoy the car as it is, but it's still a shame that it's not that fast, and the handling's not great. I do prefer oversteer to understeer, because at least oversteer you can get to where you want to go, and usually you could end up drifting, whereas this is closer to like the slam van where you cannot turn at all. The brakes, I do have to say, are not terrible. They're somewhat good. They do get you stopped, but it's not like the best brakes, like something like the Italy GTB. That thing brakes quick. And like the T20, those are fast braking cars, but I don't know. I am, like I said, I am going to keep this. I am not going to get rid of it. So I'm planning on storing it in my garage for a very long time, unless there's something way, way better that makes me want to have to get rid of that. But there's other cars I'd get rid of before that anyhow. But I'm going to end the video at that. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. And I'll see you in the next one. And don't forget to post down in the comments what vehicle you would like to see me do a test with on the next Testing Tuesday. And if you did enjoy this video, don't forget to watch one of my previous, next, and related videos. And also remember to check out my other social medias in the description down below.